Good day, Charlene Elliott, and a very warm welcome to the Mindful Practice podcast show. It's very lovely to have you here today.
Thank you, Bronwyn. It's a pleasure and an honor to be on your show today.
You are a very busy lady, so I do appreciate the time, but it's all for a good cause because I do like to invite guests that I think fits the ethos of an inspiring story and have the ability to empower others. And I think you fit that profile very nicely. So this is just about getting to know you better on your journey that you are, and we'll get to that. But let's start at the beginning so that we can get to know Charlene a bit better. So I want to ask you about your childhood. Where do you come from, and what's the family background?
Yes, I've grown up in Goodwood. I
Oh,
was adopted at the age of 5. So I was adopted at the age of 5, joined a family in Kraaifontein. I went two brothers. So
mm,
I got two brothers with me. Um, so it was a bumpy ride.
mm,
My growing up, it was really a bumpy ride growing up. I want to say I'm honored to have um, parents that really took time to think about um, their responsibility towards a child and decide that they couldn't do it, but also decide to give it to people that they believe can look
okay.
after you.
Yeah.
So if you look at the adopted side, the family that I joined was wonderful. So you won't believe it, but
Mm,
my adopted dad
yeah.
was also adopted.
Okay.
So yes,
That
so my
helps because he then understands.
yes, but I
Mm,
didn't know it. I didn't know it.
right.
I only find it out later. He was the step brother of my real father.
What? Wow. And
Yeah.
your parents gave you up for adoption. Did they obviously have that link?
Yes. So
Okay.
um I was there for 9 months in my mommy's tummy, and then suddenly you decide you don't want me anymore. So
Mm.
that's how I saw it.
And how old
And
were you
then
then, Charlene?
I was adopted at 5, and I was in the so from baby I was with my mom and my dad, and then at 5 I was adopted.
Mm.
Maybe I must just color in the picture a little bit more because I lost my adopted dad at the age of 9.
Ah, so
He
quite
passed
early
away.
on. Mm,
Yeah, so he passed away. So it was a part of me that was gone.
sure.
Because the two of us really connect. I was his go-to person if it comes to go shopping and
Mm.
do stuff together.
Yeah.
Um, my mom and I had a nice relationship, my adopted mom,
Mm.
but we really didn't connect.
Right. Mm.
We didn't connect. And I
Mm.
must tell you, after my dad passed away, it was really difficult for me.
Right.
I made everything so difficult for her. And at the age of 16, they had to take me to the doctor because I write letters to her that I hate her and I wish she was
Mm.
dead and I don't want to
Okay.
be with her. Um, so
But you were hurting, right? There was
I was
something
hurting.
missing. Yeah.
Yes, I was hurting. And you know what? The other thing is, it's because she also hurt me because she saw me as my dad. So she started to molest me in the evenings when we go to bed.
Really? Oh no.
Yes, so
I'm
I
so
couldn't,
sorry to hear that.
I couldn't connect with her. I
Mm.
couldn't connect with her, and
No.
I couldn't trust her because you were the person that's supposed to love and care for me, and then
Yes.
suddenly you hurt me.
Yeah.
So in school, I was bullied. I couldn't talk to
Mm.
anybody about it because I didn't trust anybody.
Yeah.
There was nobody for me to talk to.
Okay.
When I was in school, I was bullied because I was good in athletics, I was good in sport. So, like when a girl is good in sports and things, boys always come to them and back to them, and the girls start fighting because they're jealous
Mm.
and think you want their boyfriend. But
Mm-hmm.
at the meantime, I just connect better with men than women because I don't trust them.
Yeah.
And funny enough, still, even now that I'm an adult,
Mm-hmm.
I connect with men better than women.
Okay.
I think it is just the whole picture that was painted for me as a child,
Mm.
as a woman.
Yeah.
So I got married at a very young age, 21. I got
Mhm.
married at 21. 22, I had my first child. At 23, I had my second child.
Wow.
So in the year that I had my boy, my adopted mom, got sick,
Mm.
and she was in the hospital for a whole week. And at that stage, my son was only a month old.
Yeah.
And I was with my in-laws that time, and I was next to her bed every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you won't believe it, that the Thursday night, I was next to her bed and I hold her hand and I said to her, you know what? I'm at peace with what happened to me. I
Mm-hmm.
believe in my heart that you're not a bad person.
Mm.
Something went wrong, and I forgive you.
Wow.
And at that stage, she was already in a coma, but she pressed my hand.
Ah, okay.
She pressed
Okay.
my hand,
No,
and
she could hear
I
you.
believe, yes, and I
Yes.
believe she was just waiting for me to say,
Yes.
I forgive you.
Okay.
And this Saturday at 1:30, she passed
Mm.
away.
Mm.
And I had peace with myself,
Mm.
but still I couldn't talk to anybody about it.
Right.
It was still just
Yeah. Too
too
painful.
emotional. Yes,
Mm.
it's painful. And I'm supposed to enjoy my baby and put stress on that. I couldn't.
Mm.
So we have this little boy, and after that we moved to Ceres, and I got my second child, my daughter, at 23 that stage,
Yeah.
and my life still didn't work out as it must. And then on at the age of 25, I got a divorce.
Okay.
It
And
was really
did your biological parents feature anywhere in that time?
no, no,
Okay.
no. I only met my mom at the age of 16. I met her for the
Mm.
first time.
Mm-hmm.
I met her for the first time, and that was the last. I said don't want
Wow.
to see her ever again. I
Mm.
wasn't impressed with the things that she said to me at that
Really?
stage. It
Oh,
was
okay.
2 days before my 16th birthday that she arrived,
Mm.
and she had my sister's baby with her, and the baby a nappy has to be changed and stuff. And she said, "Oh, I hate babies." And at that
Oops.
moment, yes,
That's
when
not the
she
right thing
said
to say to you.
no, and then I turned my back on her, and I
Mm.
didn't speak to her even again.
Mm.
And till today, she passed on, and my dad
Okay.
also, but I
Mm.
don't have any connection with any of them anymore, all the
Yeah.
family to that
Look,
side,
I think it
because
takes a real mature person to realize that other people are not on that level of maturity at that point in time in their lives, and that it's
yes,
not your
yes,
fault. Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's the biggest
yeah,
thing for you. Yeah.
yeah. So after that, yeah, I got divorced, and the court decided my children have to stay with their dad
Mm.
because he got to work and they were in school that time. And I came back to Paul.
Okay.
I came back, but I was like a traveler. I was thinking today, I was almost like homeless. I was almost homeless because
Mm.
I was living with friends. I was
Okay.
living between friends the whole time, didn't have to work, couldn't drive, nothing. And then this one couple that was also friends with us, I didn't know it, but they also got divorced in that time. Um, and I got this work at a farm in Clubmits
Mhm.
as a waiter. So I'm a qualified teacher,
Okay.
but I couldn't go anywhere because it was too long for me to when I was last in school to teach. So
Okay.
I was like, oh my goodness, what a waiter. So I went and I waited, and then I went into the wine tasting, get some experience there, and then I went into the cheese factory, get experience there, and it was like wow. And then suddenly, I went to Club Med school. I said to them, you know what? I would come to you guys, help you with the athletics training for free in the mornings.
Mm.
And the principal said to me, no problem, please come. So I volunteered for almost a year.
Mm.
And then one day he phoned me, he said to me, Charlene, here's a great job for you. And
Mm.
I was like, what? And he said, yes. And I was like, okay, I first need to talk to the owners of the farm now because I'm here. I have
Okay.
to work. And then I went in and I talked to the owners, and the owner said to me, you know what? We know what's your passion. We know it. When do you have to start at the school? And I said to
Mm.
them, you know what? Next Wednesday. So it was like a week. And they said to me, it's no problem.
Wow.
You can go. I started at Club Med with 36 children in a windy house,
Mm.
teacher alone. So
Sure.
now just imagine for a few years you didn't teach, and
Yeah.
suddenly you 36 children in a windy house and you need to cope.
Yeah.
It was it was the most amazing time for me. Really, it was. It
Okay.
was a time that I really enjoyed. I learned a lot of myself.
That's good.
And then I got in a relationship with a guy on the farm. He was much older than me. Really, he was much older than me, and he had children at his in his first marriage, and we connect very well. And then we got married,
Mm.
um, and then he passed away 5 years ago. Yes, this year it will be 5 years ago. We were
Okay.
almost married for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
Okay.
was sick. He had a lung problem,
Mm.
and but what I want to tell you about him is that he was this amazing guy. He's the
Okay.
guy that I can say he turned me into who I am today.
Oh,
He
really?
was the one that picked me up when things were very dark for me. He said to me,
Mm.
"No, you're gonna stand up." He helped me get my license. He helped me to. He said, "You're never gonna ask
Mm.
people to drive you around. You're gonna be on your own and you're gonna drive."
Mm.
And I'm so grateful for all
That's
that
great.
opportunities. Yes,
Yeah. What
and
great support.
he was the only person that I could speak to about what happened in my life.
Mm.
And I was in Sereno Clinic for 3 weeks.
Mm.
I was there working through all my stuff. And then I thought, okay, I'm ready. I'm coming out. And then I just decided to leave all my pills. And then it was a month, 2 months after that, I was back in Sereno Clinic
Mm-hmm.
because I realized that you can't just leave your medication.
Yeah,
There's
it
a
needs to be a
reason why.
gradual process at least. And there
Yes,
needs to be
yes.
something else that can hold you up. Yeah.
Yes, the principal was the only one that I also could speak to about it. And
Mm.
after my first time in the clinic, I sat down with my brother and I said to him, you know what? This is what happened in my life. And he said, his words to me was, you know what? I knew something went wrong in the house, but I didn't want to get involved.
Mm.
So he knew about it because the one day he said to me, he remembered in the bathroom where my mom's hands was around my neck. She was really, and he came in and he helped me. So yeah, it was
Oh,
things like that.
traumatic. Yeah.
Yes, but my other brother, he couldn't believe it. So
Ah.
we weren't really on good feet with each other.
Mm.
Um, it was really difficult.
Mm.
I lost him in COVID, and we didn't make peace with each other.
Mm.
And that's a sad part for me.
Mm.
But I believe that um, in a way, he made peace with it.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't make peace with each other,
Yeah.
he made peace with it.
Wow.
But that was a roller coaster of I want to say my time of in life, but that was so important to go through
Mm,
to make me who I am
of
today,
course. Of course.
to
Yeah.
make me this strong woman, to talk about all this
Yeah.
hurt in my life, but still motivate people.
Mm.
Because I
Now, remember
believe that,
what you said there. You couldn't speak to anybody about it. Now, right now, you're speaking to hundreds of people about it. That's progress.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And also, I believe that you must forgive. If you can't forgive,
Mm.
then you're going to struggle with it. And
Mm-hmm.
you must realize it's not your fault. There's
Yeah.
something wrong. Something went wrong in my mom, but I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a way of dealing with this
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hoping for it. But in the meantime, it was wrong.
Yeah, of course.
It was so wrong.
And I think
So
forgiveness often starts with yourself, forgiving
yes,
yourself
yes,
first.
yes. And
Absolutely.
also, I had to start learn to love myself
Mm.
again.
Not to blame yourself. Yeah.
Yes, not to blame myself,
Yeah.
to love myself. And that's what I always tell people, that everything starts with you.
That's
If you
right.
can't love yourself, how can you love your neighbor? How
Someone
can you
else.
love?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
So yeah, so that was a really a roller
But
coaster of
big life lessons, big life lessons. If
yes,
you master
yes,
them, you master quite a lot.
yes, yes,
Most people struggle with self-love. They don't really understand it. So if you look back now, you can say that you've learned some massive lessons in that stage of your life, right? And now you can apply it differently. Um,
yeah.
so let's talk about your entrepreneurial journey. I know you involved in quite a few different niches. Tell us about that.
Yes, so um, the one is Life of Giving. So Life of Giving is a charity shop that I run from my home. It started 2 years ago. Where I just after COVID, I realized there's a big need for girls to go to the matric farewells.
Mm,
But a lot of our parents lost their work in
yeah.
COVID time. I've decided, you know what, I need to help these girls.
Okay,
I
so
really
it
need
kind
to
of
help.
started out of COVID.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I've decided, what can I do? What must I do to help these girls? And I've decided just to go on Facebook and say, listen here, please, I need help. I want to help these girls. And this is why. This is the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I want to help them, because a lot of them grow up with their grannies.
Mm,
And grannies only get a pension
yeah.
or SASA. Um, you won't believe it, but today I have 150 dresses. Um,
Wow.
yes, hanging here. Last year I could help 35 girls.
Mm,
And the previous year, the first year, it was almost 20 girls.
amazing.
So in two
And
years'
these
time,
dresses are sponsored
all
to,
the dresses are sponsored from community, people
right.
outside, Heart NPO. When
Mm-hmm.
they get nice dresses in, they phone me and say, "Listen, yeah, we can sponsor you
Oh,
the dresses."
lovely.
So it's so nice to know that you
And
got your.
does the girls have to pay a fee for it or is
So no, it's totally free.
free?
Everything
Wow.
is free. So they
Amazing.
get their shoes, their dresses, their earrings. I will help them to get makeup, their hair
Mm,
done, get a car for them for the evening.
sure.
Um, so everything is for free, totally free.
That's
They come
amazing.
here on appointment because I still have my aftercare and creche in Simondium for farm
Right.
children. So in the day I work, and then in the evenings, anything from 6 o'clock, I will take appointments. And sometimes the
Mm,
girls go out 9 o'clock here, so I'm all the way on the
that's
on
amazing. You must
duty.
be very busy during matric balls and stuff.
Yes, and you won't believe
Yeah.
it, but this year matric balls are very early.
Yeah.
So the first matric ball is on the 2nd of May this year.
What? Wow.
Yeah, so on Tuesday night I have my first girls coming for fitting for dresses.
Wow.
And that is, yeah, it's crazy.
I
But
thought it
I
was
can,
third term. Now it's
yeah, but
second term.
yeah, a lot of parents say to me they want to speak to the schools. So they don't want the girls to go to the matric farewells in the winter time. What you can understand, because
Yes.
you have a beautiful dress on, now it's raining, everything
Hmm.
is. So
Yes.
I understand that, but also your matric ball in May, then January was a difficult month already, and then you have February
Yeah,
and
it's
March,
quite
and
strange. But you
that's
you
really.
you touched on the fact that you have an aftercare. So how did that start?
So I was a grade art teacher at Clubmates for 7 years.
Right.
And after that, I've decided that, you know what, I have to spread my wings and fly a little bit.
Mm.
And I went to Stellenbosch. I was there for a year and a half. Then I saw an advert in the poll post. They're looking for a training center headmaster. So I've decided, but you know what, apply for it. You
Mm.
don't know what if you don't try.
Yeah.
And then they sent me all the information, and then I had to work out eating plans and everything. And I was like, whoa,
For the
okay.
children.
Yes. So
Mm.
I did it, and they called me for an interview, and the interview was at the dinner here in Franschhoek.
Mm.
And it was not even, I want to say, 2 hours after that, they
Wow.
phoned me again. They
Yeah.
asked me, can you come in for a second
Mm-hmm.
interview? And that was next day. And I said to them, you know what? It's really difficult for me because I'm working till 6. I
Mm.
can't take off.
Mm.
And I said, okay, no, they'll find my back. And
Mm.
I had my second interview over the phone.
Okay.
And the only thing they told me in my second interview was,
So that you
you
got
got
the
the job.
job.
Yeah.
Okay, glad you just made it a phone call.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Mm.
And then, yeah, today it's 8 years later, and I'm still there.
Oh,
I'm still the headmaster of Learningtree. Um, and we have aftercare, as in the aftercare is 30 children, and in
right.
the creche we have 7, but we're doing the Montessori curriculum with them.
Ah.
But we had a sponsored,
Mm.
and now we busy. We at the moment busy cleaning the fields and stuff for a bigger school.
Oh, wow.
So I'm
That's
really excited.
exciting. Yes.
Yes, it is, because that was a dream of mine, that I
Mm.
really want to make the school bigger, especially our creche,
Mm.
because that's the foundation for our children.
Mm.
It starts
Yeah.
at 3 years old.
Yeah.
So by the end of April, beginning of May, we will have almost 15 children in our creche, double
50,
what we
five
have.
zero.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Oh,
But
it's like
on the
it's your
same,
calling, working with children.
yeah, and then on the same, because the creche is on a different farm, and so we gonna open an aftercare also on that farm.
Wow.
So
You're
yeah, so
expanding. That's great.
yes, I'm really excited about it, because
Mm.
I believe that when you're born, there's already things put in your way. And
Mhm.
I believe that my passion,
Purpose.
but purpose, there we go. My purpose is to serve my community.
Mm.
And that
Yeah,
is
you've
what,
been doing a really good job at that as well.
and my staff are excellent. I can go on even if I'm not there. I've only got one teacher in the aftercare
Okay.
and one in the creche, and they can just go
Oh.
on without me.
Yeah, because you've trained them so well.
Yes.
One of the big things that's come on your path is the fact that you've entered this Mrs. Bold journey, which is a beauty pageant, and you're a semi-finalist. So tell us how that came about.
So yeah, yes. I must tell you, it was 2 years ago. I thought, okay, maybe I must go for this pageant, but I'm not one for beauty pageants. I'm really not.
Yeah.
No, please, you won't believe it. But, don't ask me to go and do the walks and your bather and no,
But
that's
this
not
one
for
is a
me.
bit different, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. This one
Okay.
is a different one, and that this one is more a community one. How big is your heart for your community? How far will you go for your community?
Hmm.
It doesn't matter how you look. The age is from 21 till age of 55.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what size you are. it really doesn't matter. It is more about how big is your heart.
Yeah.
And I
Your
realized that,
service, right? Your service.
yeah. So, are you really a community person? Do you really want to make a change in your community? Last year, a few of my friends sent me this beautiful thing from Facebook of Miss Bold, and I was like, thank you, girls. I really appreciate it. And then in January, I got my seventh one, and I was like,
Oh.
okay, is this a sign? Is this how a sign? And I went into my room and I prayed about it, and I said, Lord, if you want me to take part in this, just give me a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me one sign. And 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
I get a Bible verse. My favorite Bible verse, Jeremiah 29, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, oh my goodness.
What does it
And I
say
said,
again?
it's the plans that I have for you. And I was like,
Mm.
okay, this is the sign that the Lord is giving me.
Mm.
And then I registered,
You need to start
and
listening to the sign, Charlene.
yes, yes. And I
Yeah.
registered, and I thought for myself, just before that, I said to myself, you know what, Charlene, there's a lot of challenges coming your way with this pageant, because everything that taking place is in Joburg. I have to fly up, I have to get accommodation there. So I went up a few weeks ago, and we had a lovely workshop. Oh my goodness, I learned so much about myself, and also the women taking part. I said to myself, you know what, Charlene, if this is not for you, you're going to stand up and you're going to go to the CEO afterwards and say, sorry, but I'm not taking part anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there and listening to all these beautiful stories about this woman, and I realized, but this is the place that I have to be.
Yeah.
I'm not moving.
Mm.
And when I was going through all the paperwork, I was like, "Whoa, Charlene, it's a lot of money." But I realize it, and I'm so positive about this. So
But
on the
a
7th
lot
of,
of it is sponsorship that you have to acquire.
I had to get 3 golden sponsors that will sponsor me 5,000 rand each. And I must say to you, that wasn't a problem. I got back on the flight. I found Fieka Sport gear, and
Yeah.
I said to them, because I'm the ambassador,
Yeah.
and I said to them, you know what, I'm in a semi-finalist. I need a golden sponsor. And they said, well, we're your first sponsor. And I went to
Yeah,
Visenov.
it's funny because you've done sort of legwork in this area.
Yes.
Mm.
And then I went to Visenov Coffees, and I spoke to Kobus and Belinda Wissen, and they
Mm.
said, well, we're bored. And I got my
Mm.
second one. And
Right.
then I was just at the rugby game, chatting with one of my friends, and I said to her, yes, this is the journey that I'm on now. And
Yeah.
said to me, you know what? I'll be your third sponsor.
Oh, really?
So
Amazing.
I've got, yeah, 3 golden sponsors. That was the most important thing, because you need to work to
Mm.
qualify for a finalist. Last
Okay.
year,
All right.
doing it a little bit different.
And do you then have to get more sponsors once you're a
Yes,
finalist? Ah, so it
yes.
continues. Okay.
Yeah, on the 7th of June, I have to go to Joburg again for a brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also need to sell 10 tickets for the brunch for Joburg. Even
I
if
see.
I don't have people there, it's
Okay.
380 Rand a ticket.
Wow.
But then my son is at this moment he's in America.
Mm-hmm.
So he sponsored 8 tickets already for me. So
Oh,
he
wow.
paid,
This
yes,
is too easy, Charlene.
he paid 8 tickets, so there's still 2 tickets left. But
Amazing.
2 of my friends, they may be deciding on
Mm.
going up with me, and they're
Yeah.
going to buy the tickets.
Well,
But
I also
then,
know people there in Pretoria that I can put you
oh,
in touch with. Previous
yes,
Mrs. Bold semi-finalists.
that would be
Yeah.
great, because you know what, now they have to do a fundraising to 20,000 Rand. That still
Hmm.
needs to be done. And then I have to sell tickets, 550 rand a ticket for the end of October when we have our grand final.
Right.
So for the people, that would be so nice to just have people there
Mm.
to support
Support you.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always nice to have somebody.
Mm.
So end of October, I'm flying up again for the grand final. This pageant, I want to say to you, it's more
Mm.
than just a crown.
Of
It's
course.
about it's about changing lives, to connect
Absolutely.
with women,
If
a
something has
sisterhood.
that purpose behind it, it will
Yeah,
almost work for itself. Because I've seen this
yes,
with my
yes,
friend as well, where she was also a semi-finalist and combined a very big purpose of her story into it. And it was amazing to hear that the doors that just easily opened. It felt tough in the
yes,
beginning, but there
yes.
seems to be a greater power that guides one in these situations. So I believe it will happen for you too.
Yeah, and I think also you need to stay focused, because the
Mm.
moment you think about the fundraising and the money for October, you lose focus. So
Yeah,
my whole thing was, you know what? Focus on June.
just
Get
just
your
be
ticket
just be
now. Get your
now, just be
sponsor.
now. Yeah.
Yes. Paid my flight for June, so that's all done. But
Mm.
now you need, after that, when you come back, then you focus on your fundraising
Yes.
for that and tickets. If you go all over,
It
like I
might be
said
too
to one of the,
overwhelming, right? Yeah.
yes,
I completely understand that because I'm going through this discovery of what does it mean to be present. And the biggest learning is most of us think about the past and think
mm,
about what might happen in the future. Sometimes it doesn't even
yeah,
happen, but all you have to do is concentrate on now and
yes,
now and now and now. Now becomes now,
mhm,
And
yeah,
so if I can give you a lesson out of that is just be the best every day and it will
yes.
automatically get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is how I must say to you, Bronwyn, in this whole journey that I'm in now from Mrs. Bold, is that I've learned so much about myself. I can say no, and
Mm.
I can say no with a smile on my face and don't feel bad about it.
Okay, yeah, that's
Um,
boundaries.
Yes, yes, and I can help whoever I want to help. You won't believe it, but
Yeah.
like I said yesterday in a radio interview, I said you won't believe how my messenger, people attack you, especially now. I said the
Mm.
devil is evil because they attack you now, because they
Attack.
tell you you're a racist, because you only help colored people, you don't help white people. And I said, you know what?
Oh.
If you tell me where's the need, I will go help. But if I don't know where's the need, I help where I see is a need.
Mm.
So this year I've decided, and I won't say I decided, but I think it just worked out like it, that I'm working with more of our senior citizens this year. So
Mm.
I think those are the people that really also need the love more,
Yeah.
because we don't connect with them. So
Mm.
I had to talk with a few of them last week. A nice, small function with them. And sometimes it's difficult for me to give hope to older people, because they are the people that's supposed to advice, give me some advice
Yeah.
for the. Afterwards, the one lady came to me and she said to me, "Oh, I have so much hope for the future." And I
Oh.
thought to myself, "Oh wow, that
Yeah.
is what it's all about at the end. Doesn't matter what
Yes.
your age is or what, but that is what it's all
Doesn't
about
matter
at that
what your age is. You're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love every moment of it.
Okay. That's the important part, that you love
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And also on our WhatsApp group, it's like a little, I want to say a sisterhood. It's really,
Okay.
one of our girls were in an accident yesterday. Her mom, everybody, but they're okay.
Mm.
But um, that put it on a group, and we were there for each other.
Mm.
Everything that you go through, and if when I'm now
Yeah.
talking to you, I want a
Yeah.
link, I want to see. So we're
Oh.
so connected, even
Yeah, it's
within.
a community. It's a new little community
Yes, yes,
that you're part
yes,
of, and community is very important. It's just community in a different
yeah,
niche, to be honest.
yes,
So yeah, I think I personally feel that all these little things that you've been involved in, and it's all come together in this competition, this journey. And
yes,
and if anything, if it's going to catapult you to do more for others as a servant leader, then that is enough. And you're going
yes.
to grow. You're going to grow.
Oh, yes, that's the most important thing for me is to
Yes.
grow, to learn from each other, to be there
Hmm.
for each other. You're never too old to learn. So,
No, you're not.
I want to learn, and I want to get involved in our communities, but also to change. I know it starts with
To
each
bring
and
change.
everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Your heart is already there and has always been.
yes,
And that is why
yeah.
you are now chosen to be on this path. I really just want to wish
Um,
you well, and what are your hopes for the future, irrespective of how the competition might end up?
Yeah, like doesn't matter what the outcome from the competition is. I said my 5-year plan is the aftercare. In 5 years, I would love to have 150 children.
Double, triple.
I want to, yes, that is one of my, and I believe in dreams. So I
Yeah,
believe it
yeah, for
will.
sure.
In 5 years' time, maybe we will sit and have this chat again, and then I will say, okay, you know what?
Maybe sooner than 5 years.
Yeah, I want to keep on doing what I do, on doing my anti-bullying programs that I have in
Mm,
schools, because that's so important, and
mm.
motivate our girls and be somebody that
Yeah,
the children
absolutely.
can look up and talk to. And
Mm,
life of giving, hopefully, life of giving can be start getting all bigger. That we can
mm.
help boys also. I would love to help the boys
It's a
because
good
there's
idea.
also a need. There's really a need for
Absolutely.
boys, but I
Girls, I have a lot more fuss
yeah,
than boys, I think.
yes.
But let's put it out
Yeah.
there. We never know where this might land. But I just want to say congratulations for being on this path. The path has chosen you. All you have to do is show up. That's what my
Yes.
advice to you. Show up as you are every day. Fight the good fight, and it will just all come together for you. And keep on doing the good work with your good heart. And I really just wish you well in
Thank you very
future.
much. And thank you for the platform tonight. And thank you that I could speak to you. And
Mm,
it was really nice. And I think
mm,
um, people that really listen tonight, maybe it's some of my friends, and they didn't hear my story yet, but now
true.
I always say, you know what? I don't come and speak to you as Mrs. Bold or the brand ambassador or whatever I am. I'm speaking as Charlene Elliott tonight, and
Correct.
that's who I am.
Hmm. And nothing gets more authentic than that. And those are the
Yes,
type of conversations that I like to have because it's your personal story, it's your unique story, and how you fit into everything else that comes in your path. It just adds to that. But when people know your
yes,
story, they relate to you differently. And that's why I have
yes.
this platform so that people can tell their stories and learn from each other's story. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you, Charlene. All the best for the competition further. And yeah, I just look forward to seeing your progress.
Thank you very much.